Hi, if you are watching this video, then you might have gotten this URL for my resume. In this video, we will be talking about basic Cucumber framework. In basic Cucumber framework, I first of all I want to tell that this is the AUT. What I intend to do that I will be providing some name, then last name, then a valid email address, some comment, and click on submit. Afterward, I will assert that if this message is getting displayed or not. So let's see. Yeah, this is my framework. This is a very simple basic Cucumber framework. This is my feature file. In my feature file, as you can see that I have written a feature, background and scenario outline with examples. Obviously it is going to run two times because I have given as a scenario outline, which obviously is going to run for both of these values. I also have used this of I have also provided the how to provide values in a statement in a feature file, as you can see down here, using scenario outline. In this I am providing my last name, this is a email address, and this is the data tables. Well, let's see all of them. If I click on control and click enter, you will find that my code is written in here. I should have also mentioned that I am using a basic page object model right now. In my next framework, which will also be Cucumber framework, I will try to write much more better page object model pattern. But if you have seen my previous video, I have mentioned that in my hybrid framework I have also included page object model. In that I have included a number of different features from page object model, like fluid syntax, and all of them are not I'm not using them right now. So this is the first implementation. This is my step definition file, which I have put in here. Although I do not need to use thread.sleep, but when I'm running my test cases, I want to have visual such that a user can see that values are being inputted. You can remove this thread.sleep, because obviously this is not and it is not advisable to use thread.sleep. I have used over here also. This one is for valid last name. If I go over here again, I'm using a page object model. Let me let me open this one. You will find that this is my contact us page. This is my page object model class. This is all of my locators. Obviously first name, last name, email, message, and submit. And earlier I was inputting my first name. This is using a reusable method which I have created under base class. This is a very basic reusable method. If you have seen my previous videos, over there I have used a very complex implementation of not a very complex but rather advanced implementation of reusable method. I'm not going to do them all over again. I'm not going to reiterate any of them, because these videos are just for Cucumber framework. Although I'm going to use these reusable method, because obviously they make life little easy. This one is for type. As you can see that driver dot find elements, then by and text, everything is coming here. Click this one. The same is happening with click over here. If I go over here and I check for click, I will find that. Yes, here it is. When I'm clicking on submit button, and obviously I'm going to use this click reusable method. Here I am. So these reusable methods I have written right now under base class. In base class I have also written how to initialize those. This is my try, this is my finally. uh, Under try you can see that I am taking this driver right now from my local machine, but obviously you can place this driver in here, and you can use system dot get property user dot directory to get to this driver, which is placed in your uh, framework. I have used obviously some implicitly weight, and the reason I have used finally over here because I wanted to try something new, and I found that implementations like these are quite useful, like using finally over here. So we have talked about my base class where I have used using method and I have initialized my driver. I also have told you about my contact us page class, which is a page object model class where I have used all of my locators of my page, this page, and I'm also using a reusable method which I have defined in my base class. This is my step definition class. It's quite straightforward and pretty standard, but I want to divert your attention in here where I'm using data tables. As you can see that contact page, enter command data table 00. You will saying that how it is working. Here I'm using the reusable methods. If I click here, you will find that when I'm giving type, I'm sending the message, and over here I'm using data dot get row and then get column. uh, in the end this is as you can see when and when and then. When we using then, obviously we need to provide assertions. So here I'm using assertions. Let me click in here. I have just reached my contactors page object model class page. In here I'm using assertion. So I have shown you the AUT framework. Let me execute this one. I have configured my page object model .xml with all the dependency which were needed. I have also included these dependencies in my documentation, which I will talk later on. And if I scroll up here, you will find that I have a little bit problem here. Yes, this looks fine. Yes, I am configuring my testng.xml in here. If I open my testng.xml, I am configuring my main.runner class. If I go to my main.runner class, and obviously using me in a single testng class can handle many runner class, and a single runner class can contain can control many feature files. This is my main runner class. Location of features is given here. This is my step definition. This is monochrome true. If I set it as false, the values on the console are not very visually appealing. This is the tag that I'm using. If I open my feature file, this is the tag I'm using. If I change this tag and try to execute it, I won't be able to execute it. This is the plugins which create several different outputs. One is in the JSON, one is in the HTML format. This is report.html. We will see all of them after the execution. So we have talked about this base class, feature class, page object model class, runner class, and this master hook. I haven't talked about master hooks. I have used before and after. Obviously in before I will be initializing my driver, so obviously I have extended this base class and called this initialize method. But in after, when I'm going to tear down, I'm using a mm, uh, different uh, parameter. This is a scenario has is failed. In this way I will be able to see that okay, if a scenario has failed or not, and I will be able to print out the output on my console also, scenario dot get main, that this is the one which has failed. This one is pretty standard. And this one is if my test case if my test case have passed, there is no such thing as scenario dot is passed. So I just have to uh, that's the reason I haven't used the other condition. So all in all, I have mentioned everything. I've mentioned pom. Wait a second, I see your error. Not an error. Okay, these are not error, these are just warning. I will deal with them later on. So this is testing.xml, which is controlling main.runner. Main.runner can control many feature file. Testing.xml can control many main runner classes. So let's execute this one using testing.xml. If you are seeing the slight delay in inputting of values, it is most probably coming due to my uh, due to thread towards leaf that I'm using. Okay, let's see. Two scenarios executed and two scenarios passed. Let's open, yeah, this one. Everything looks good. This background is running, and then scenario, everything looks good. If I refresh this one also, this is report.html, this is index.html, you will find that everything is passed. Let's make some changes in the assertion. This assertion, and make some changes like add 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now the session is supposed to fail. Let's execute once more. I forgot to mention one thing earlier. In master hook, I am also taking screenshot and pasting it. So since this scenario comes in handy when we are going to add this screenshot to our files, to our report, and also to retrieve the name of the scenario which has failed. So let's see. First, if we scroll up here, it is saying that two failed. Where is it? Scenario failed with name. It is supposed to come in console. You see, scenario failed with name, and it is giving the name of the scenario, which is submit valid data by contact form, and same. Now let's check the reports also. You see, it has taken the screenshot. It is saying that this is supposed to be the value, and this is the screen on which the error has happened. So comparison failure, this is expected, and this has happened on this page. The same thing will happen in the other run of this scenario outline. Now let's talk about the documentation. You see, we before setting a Cucumber framework, we need to do some setting of the project, like how I had set up my project. I have given all of them in here. How to set Maven in Eclipse. These are some of the things which are not really mentioned, are really mentioned on YouTube or other YouTube channels. So this is one for Java setup in Eclipse. This is a build path, which if you are facing this error, the build path is not specified, then I have also mentioned that how to fix this error. Dependency use, there is a lot of dependencies, so I have mentioned all of them in here. Also mentioned that in POM, how to configure testng.xml, and how to add Java JDK in the POM. Let me increase the font size here. And I have also added my Google Docs link in Cucumber framework on Git repository. So you will find this link in here. And if you just want to import this Cucumber framework directly from the zip file, I've also mentioned it, but it's a right and proper way to import them in my third Google Doc video. Google Doc.